may know a lot, but I do know a lot more than you probably do. Page 120. Dorantes and Castillo also returned to Spain. The Negro, Estebano, remember the point. Remember the point? Remember you talk about this fucking Negro right here?
It gets even more incredible. According to the same chronicle, Native American tribes across the Southwest started believing Esteban had supernatural healing powers.
You're fucking dumb. You're fucking dumb. The Negro, Estebano, remained in Mexico and served as a guide to Francisco Marco de Niza in his expedition to Cibola, where Estebano, on an account of some improprieties, was killed by the Indians. No seas más puto, güey. Why the fuck you guys lie to our people, bro? Why do you want to make your shit so fucking live? We killed his ass because he was a fucking pig. Has this ever changed? I'll give you the choice for you to decide. Page 123. Let's read this real quick. Coronado had taken with him the Negro, Esteban, and 3 Franciscan monks, one of whom was the Father Marcos de Nica, who had already taken part in the expedition which Don Pedro de Alvarado had conducted by the land of Peru. Remember, I told you that there was Negro colonizers coming here, helping the white man? Here's a prime fucking example. How come you ignore it all of a sudden now? As soon as the governor had reached Culiacan, he sent Father Marcos forward to describe the country. So we see Estebancico. Oye, Chico Moreno. Okay. I got you, Estebancico. I got you, my friend. Let's read this right here. You see, because I read a lot, and that's why I find this shit. Father Marcos remained a few days at the Vacapa to enable his fellow travelers to rest themselves, the Indians generously giving them everything they were in need of. Then it says, the monks being displeased with the Negro. Now, keep in mind, I'm going to show you this real quick. You see, the reason why I remember this was because, like, I Googled it on my, this app right here, right? Telegram. So I typed in Soto. So what it does is it gives you the dates back on whenever you put that name in there. So back in August 2023, I was already thinking about doing this class, but it didn't happen. It never came through. Other shit came about. I just never fucking put it on paper, and that was it. But we're seeing it now. And this is why I believe in my creator, man, because he does things at the moment when he needs to be. I got a lot of information, family, and I'm telling you right now, there's so many classes I haven't done because it's not the time. But here we see that, let me read it again. The monks being displeased with the Negro who was misconducting himself towards the women of the country and who only thought about enriching himself. Get the fuck out of here with your fucking history, puto. Have you changed, Canaan? The monks being displeased with the Negro who was misconducting himself towards the women of the country and he only thought about enriching himself, resolved on sending him away. But as he knew how to make himself misunderstood by the natives of that country through which he had already traveled, and as he was known to those Indians, like the video shows, Father Marcos determined on sending him forward with orders to acquaint him at once of whatever discoveries he should make. Isn't it interesting that we're over here talking about a fucking concept of certain people? What the fuck are we doing here? Why don't we pay attention to our history? Why do we let idiots tell us who the fuck we are? When is that going to stop? Page 125. Right here. The doors in front of those houses were adorned with turquoise. Listen to this, family. This is why this is important. The inhabitants had white skin like Spaniards. You see that? We weren't light-skinned because we mixed with Spaniards. We were already light-skinned. We were dark-skinned. We were all kinds of color skin. The inhabitants had white skin like the Spaniards and wore wide cotton tunics that reached to their feet. Do you know where else you find that shit? And I know it bothers you a lot. Bothers you a lot. That you can't admit the fact that it says that in the Bible. Indigenous gente, you are a chosen seed, brothers. Whether you like it or not, I don't give a flying fuck. I'm going to keep telling you. Exodus 28:39. And thou shalt, here I'll say it simpler. 28:39. Check this out. Weave Aaron's shirt of fine linen and make a turban or tunic of fine linen and also a sash decorated with embroidery. Make shirts, sashes, and capes for Aaron's son to prove them with dignity and beauty. The inhabitants had white skin like the Spaniards and wore cotton tunics that reached to their feet. These garments were fastened round the neck by means of a button and were ornaments at the waist with a belt studded with very fine turquoise. Hell shit. You can say whatever you want to say, but I only bring facts.